Gate 14 podcast. The boys are back. The big three is back. We're firing on all cylinders, as the kids say. The Toronto Blue Jays got a little bit better today. Ross Atkins is cooking in the kitchen. JR, what's up, man? How's LA doing? How's LA doing? Treating you?
LA's doing good. Like always. It's going well here. And I was happy that Apple TV game, and they're on again on Apple, right?
Twice.
Wednesday?
2 games in August. So the Cubs game on the Friday, which is the 11th, and then the other game we don't have to worry about, Avery, because we'll be in Cincinnati with like Alto and Curtis, but the Friday game for that is also on Apple. So
I think there's a Wednesday game coming up against the Orioles. Unless it was...
I thought the Apple games were only Friday.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, they were on the cock today. Avery, what's up, brother? How you doing? How was the Cotty, man?
Good.
Cottage Avery, Nature Avery.
Yeah, I got burnt real good. Sun. You can still get sunburnt when the sun's not out. I learned that this weekend.
How does that make sense?
Great question. I also didn't.
The UV rays are out there, man.
Yeah, JR.
That's why I'm out on nature. I've made this very clear on the podcast. I fucking hate nature. I hate it. I despise it. It makes me sick. I hate nature so much. I will never be an outdoors guy. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it.
It's like my parents were there and it was just me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get wasted like by myself.
No Evan? No Evan?
No, he's working this weekend. But so I just brought 12 PBRs down to the dock. Was in the water the whole time with just like my head out of the water. Just the reflection off the water just got me burnt immediately. We had a nice little floating island there too. Fell asleep in it as well. So it was just one of those times, just drinking all the beers and listening to the Jays and obviously watching some of that as well. But being on the water, man, there's nothing like it.
There's a lot like it.
You're not a water guy?
I'm not a water guy. I'm not a nature guy. That's just like I'm Johnny Toronto. That's who I am through and through.
Your club.
I'm not a club. No, I hate clubs. I'm a bar guy. I hate clubs.
But you like club music. You and I are the same. Like,
yeah, we like club music, but we hate clubs.
Yes,
which
music
is like
at the bar is perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So,
no, I think Johnny Muskoka would go nuts too, because I'm like Avery Muskoka, Avery up north. I fucking love Northern Ontario.
Yeah, I guess. And if you're watching this, if you're listening to the audio and watching on YouTube, everyone ignore how good I look right now. It's the first episode we've ever done where I've had my hair. I mean, I just showered. And another announcement. I've said this a lot of times on the streams. I'm turning into a chain guy. So I found this literal gold chain in my drawer. Like, this is a real gold, because I'm Italian, obviously. So when you're Italian, your grandparents think like gold is like just the Bitcoin of just their generation. So I just have a shit ton of, I probably shouldn't be saying this. I have a shit ton of gold in this house. So I just went through the drawer, like all the fucking whatever, the caskets or whatever they're called.
Wait, you went through their caskets?
No, sorry, not the caskets. What's those things called that hold the like you put the necklaces and chains in it. Whatever.
Like a jewelry box?
Yeah, a jewelry box, sorry. And I just took off like all the religious pendants on all of them. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe it's bad juju for me. And I just found this one. I am a chain guy now. Let me make that clear. I am a chain guy. This is all gold. This is like, if someone chain snatches me at a Jays game, you're going to be living the dream. But I am now officially a chain guy. I want to make that clear. Johnny Toronto has turned into Johnny Chain Guy. So I'm just dialed in on that. I said I'd become one on the pod. I said on multiple live streams, I said that. But let's go into the weekend.
We have a new intro song.
Okay. Another thing.
You guys just heard it.
Yeah, you just heard the intro song. You're probably wondering what's going on here. Are they going corp on us? What's the deal here? No. Our guy Mike DM me. He's like, I Gate 14 needs a theme song. And I said, go at it, King. It's well okay, sure, on Twitter. He's a good Edmonton boy, good Alberta boy. He said, you guys need a theme song, and I'm not gonna sleep until I get this done for you guys. So what he's
not gonna jack off till
he said he's not gonna jack off until it's done. So he chopped it up, made it, and I think it's fucking electric. I think it's incredible. It really is incredible.
I just laugh. I was so happy to listen to it for the first time too. So good. So thank you to Mike.
Thank you to Mike. Appreciate that, Mike. But let's go into the weekend, boys. The Lupelow picture heard around the world.
And the Chris Bassitt interaction.
And the Christmas.
And your Instagram problems. There's 3 things.
Yeah, there's 3 things. Yeah.
When I don't see it's awesome because I don't like talk to you that much on the weekends when you go out on your own, Johnny Toronto.
Yeah.
And it is awesome just catching up as to what you've been through.
All right. So first, I guess we'll go in chronological order. Okay. So before on Friday night, I was originally supposed to go with Lupelow. Because he knew he wasn't playing on Saturday, and he was like, "Nah, man, I can't do this. Whatever. Like, I don't want to really do anything tonight. Like, we'll go out tomorrow." I said, "All right, come back to my condo. Obviously, not my condo. Hand up. It's Alto and Curtis's condo. Lupelow. The cat's out of the bag. He figured that out a little bit later when I told him. But anyways, so Saturday I text O'Hoppy because O'Hoppy sent me Logan Hoppy, the catcher for the Angels. He sent me a picture of the Rogers Center, and he was like, the house that Johnny built. And I was like, you let me know when you want to go out for dinner, or we'll get a picture post game, like whatever's easier for you, Hoppy. So he's like, all right, come onto the field. So me, Randa, and obviously Alto, who's now like just might as well just be the 4th Mike on this podcast. Everyone just talks about him now in our comment section. So Alto, we go onto the field. We're just shooting the shit with O'Hoppy, talking about like how crazy it is playing with Ohtani, like how O'Hoppy's like shoulders being and all that type of stuff. Like just the fact that I've known O'Hoppy since he was playing low A. So I look across the field and I see Chris Bassitt, by the way, and I hope I might clip this tomorrow. Chris, why are you wearing a toque? He was wearing a beanie, like a beanie on the field, like a winter beanie. And I was looking, I'm like, what are you doing, dude? I said that to Alto. I was like, why is he wearing that on the field? It's like 40 degrees outside and the dome's open. So anyways, I'm talking to Hoppy. In the middle of a conversation, I just don't listen to what he's saying. I look at Bassitt and I go, Bassitt. He looks at me. He's like, who the fuck is this? Like double text, like big leagues me, whatever. And then I go, Bassitt. And then he starts walking closer, sees me, and he goes like this and gives me just a salute. Like just gives me a veteran salute. And then so I was like, and then I did the same thing to Jano, and Jano just waved at me. Obviously, he's seen me in person before, so he knows. So I DM Bassitt after. There's a little bit of liquid courage. So I DM Bassitt after the interaction of me seeing Bassitt. I'll hand up. I had a couple beers in my system when I did this. Shout out to one of the listeners that bought me a beer, by the way. And I go, be honest. Do I look shorter in person? And this guy's response was the meanest thing I've ever read in my. It was just the most. I didn't think he would actually answer this because he takes a pretty long time to answer DMs. You look shorter in person. Sorry I didn't come say hi. Didn't know who you were talking to. Didn't want to interrupt. So anyways, I tweet it. Chris Bassitt just said I look short in person. I might never recover. And then he responds with this gif of this dwarf walking up a ladder, slapping a tall guy, and just body bags the shit out of me on Twitter.
He loves gifs.
I couldn't believe, but let me be clear here. I didn't think it was him that did this. So I was in Alto's apartment. And I'm looking at him. I'm just whatever. Like, I just saw a response because he had like a lot of responses, that tweet. And I'm looking at him like, is that Chris fucking Bassitt that just responded with a GIF? Because he doesn't follow me. So I was looking at it. I was like, what the fuck? And then this thing is just exploding. Like, all the comments are like, get his ass, body bag, Johnny body bag, all this type of shit. So yeah, it was a great interaction. And then me and Bassitt talked a little bit more in the DMs. We're going to be golfing with him August 26th, I think you said, Avery. Between August 25th and August 30th, he said he wants to golf with us. So mark that off your fucking calendar.
I'll be there no matter what.
Yeah. I got to go to the range or something like that, man. I haven't golfed in so long. It'll be a disaster class.
People forget you and O'Hoppy speaking on FaceTime when we went to St. Louis before.
Yeah. Me and Hoppy are really close. That's one of my guys. So I'm fired up. I got a picture with him and stuff like that, and got to see you in person.
Is he going to be back soon too?
I know. A couple of weeks. He's hitting off of a machine now. So he can actually like swing the bat.
He was so good to start this year too.
Yeah, he's in like 283, right? He's hit 283. He's a good catcher, man. I mean, I don't know if he's that good defensively, but he's really good at hitting. And then anyways, so the Lupelow picture. So Lupelow, he was waiting a bit because he's staying at the Marriott at the hotel, right? Like where the Rogers Center is. So Lupelow is like, all right, I'm about to be on my way, whatever, yada, yada, yada. We don't go to Alto's room because if Avery knows this, Alto's room just doesn't have AC. It's a fucking sauna in this room. It is a nightmare in this room. I have to sleep in it. It's hell. So we go up to Randa's, which is floor 18, because they both live in the same building with like the beautiful back, like it has like the view of all of like Toronto. It's sick. It's unbelievable. So we go up there, and Lupelow It's like, I'm not fucking playing tomorrow. He's like, obviously he's not mad, but he's just like, I can't believe I'm not playing tomorrow against a lefty, whatever. So we're just having a couple drinks, all this type of stuff. All the boys come over and they love Lupelow. Like Lupelow is just buzzing. We're talking like about Alto stories. Like Lupelow's telling stories about his time, like in the show and all that type of stuff. We're just buzzing. And Lupelow's having a couple drinks. Obviously, he didn't drink. Like he maybe had 3 drinks. But our buddy Jimmy, who's like one of the best dudes ever, was just he was just saying to Lupelow, like, whatever you need, I got you, man. I got you this. He was being a sales guy to Lupelow for Cottage Springs. Like he was reading this, like the nutrition info on the Cottage Springs to Lupelow. He's like, 1 gram of sugar. This is awesome, man. You're gonna love this. You got to try it. So Lupelow's like, all right, I'll fucking try it, man. I'll try it.
Jared, you and Jimmy kind of remind me of each other. Just how you guys are. He's an all-time human.
He's the best, bro. It's just he gets along with everyone. That's what he is. He's like the best networker, the best guy on the planet. So anyway, so me and Lupelow are just whatever. And Lupelow's like, let's go watch the Yankee game on the couch. So whatever. Because I think he knows, I forgot who he knows on that team. So we're sitting on the couch or whatever, and I'm just like so my phone broke. So this is another dilemma. My other phone broke, it wouldn't charge, so I had to get it fixed. So I'm using my iPhone XR right now, which is why the TikTok quality is terrible. So I'm like, can someone take a picture of me and Lupelow on the couch? And Lupelow's like, you want to use my phone? I'm like, no. We'll use someone else's phone. So we use someone else's phone and we take the picture and I'm like, Lupelow, you ready to break the internet? I tweet it and my phone just fucking explodes. It has like 500 likes, 35,000 views on Twitter. And Lupelow's like, I can't believe this shit, man. So anyways, we go down. So this is what I'm saying. Where Alto lives and why people don't understand is like why I love where Alto lives. And maybe this is a story that no one gives a fuck about, but it is a legit college residence. There is just rockets everywhere in their 20s. There's just dudes. It's literally a college dorm. So we go down to floor 9, which is where these like rocket ships live. So I take Lupelow down there and I drop the most subtle tire pump to Lupelow to one of these girls. So these girls are like talking to me or whatever. I know them. They're like the Georgetown girls. Avery might know a couple of them. And I'm like, oh, this fucking guy has to work tomorrow. He's not drinking. Which just sets it up for the greatest question of all time. They're like, oh, what do you do for work? And I look at Lupelow and he knew what the fuck I was doing. And I was like, should we tell them? And he's like, yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I was like, yeah, he plays for the Blue Jays. And these girls were like, whoa, okay. And then I was like, I don't though. He does. I don't. He does. But yeah, it was just like, and Lupelow was like, man, I love Toronto, dude. Like, he saw all these girls there. It was like it was a pretty decent amount of girls, obviously. He's wifed up, so he can't really obviously say anything or do anything. But he was just like, wow. Like, we're talking Alto stories. I'm telling him all these Alto stories and all that type of stuff. And Lupelow and Alto hit it off. That's the moral story. And the moral of the story is, for the people listening out there, is these major league guys are the most normal fucking dudes on the planet. They are the most normal human beings on the planet. Lupelow's telling me stories about, like, on the team plane, the Jays guys just get after it. Like, they just get mangled on the team plane. It's the greatest thing ever. So it was a great night. And then JR, business guy.
Oh, that text is so fucking
I was drunk reading that, and I was like, what is he talking about? Like, I was like,
was he wearing a cut shirt?
Yeah, JR. Yeah, he was wearing a cut shirt. JR's like, is Lupelow wearing a cut shirt? And I was like, I don't fucking know, man. So I turned over to Lupelow. I'm like, read this message. I was like, is this cuts you're wearing right now? He's like, yeah, man, this is fucking cuts. I was like, all right, answer JR's text. He's going to send you more stuff. I was like, only JR would notice that in the picture. I just broke the internet with a picture of Lupelow at 57 Spadina. And then next thing you know, it's fucking JR's worried about the shirt that Jordan Lupelow's wearing.
It was just so beautiful. I had to say something.
It's great fitting. It was a great fitting shirt.
I was pretty bangled, and I just saw that picture, and the first thing that came to mind was that was a cut shirt.
Was that the first time you've been out there, Jer?
Yeah, like really got after it. There was
what does really get when that you really get after? That means like puke on your bed type thing.
Yeah, it was rough. I definitely
you puked.
No, I didn't puke. It was just like a fucking. It was. I mean, we went to this place. It was sick. It was like these 32. It was kind of like you got them in plastic cup beers, and they're just going down nicely. It's like I was saying. It's like perfect for day spots here, like day spots. But then that's like extremely.
You're
dangerous.
A brunch guy. You give me brunch vibes.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I dabble now brunch probably a little bit more than usual, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I've actually I've locked myself into a Montreal bachelor party in 2 weeks.
Jesus
So,
fucking
Didn't
Christ.
you,
that's-
didn't you say that's on your bucket list of places to visit?
Oh, yeah, he said that on the pod.
So for every gate 14, they're gonna witness the bucket list trip.
I
Yeah.
can't believe you said that out loud. Bucket
Yeah,
list.
it's so funny, bro. But I got to go to the fucking Instagram story because this is fucked, Avery.
This is awesome. Dude.
So we
Did you guys go out?
Yeah, we went out. So our buddy Nathan Luco is going to be a lawyer in like New York.
Oh, Luco was out there.
Yeah. It was his going away party. By the way, there's the easy. So we gotta just rent out this bar. It's this bar, and you can rent it out, whatever. And the minimum you have to spend is $2,000 between everyone. That is nothing. I do that by my fucking self with that crew that I'm with on the weekend. So it's easiest thing ever. We got to do that. But anyways, so we're fucked up. Like Alto bought me a gyro, whatever the fuck you pronounce it, and I just pretended to eat it. I just had like 3 bites. I was like, oh, this is awesome, man. I just fucking stuffed it and threw it out. But anyways, we go back to Alto's house, okay? And Jimmy and I, the entire walk, it was like a 45-minute walk, by the way. The entire walk, we're just quoting Blades of Glory. And the part comes up where Chaz Michael says, troubled childhood. If you consider a 9-year-old dating a 35-year-old troubled. And then so we just start doing that. And then we go back to Alto's, we throw it on the screen, we just throw that clip on the screen, and he says ice devouring sex tornado. And funny guy Johnny thought it'd be hilarious to make that my Instagram bio. I do ice devouring sex tornado, gate 14 pod, Michael Altamore intern. That's my bio. I put my phone in my pocket. I go to Curtis's room to fall asleep, but I wake up like halfway through the night. I'm looking at my phone, and there is no Johnny Junta on Instagram. Like I'm on the Gate 14 pod because they won't let me sign to Johnny Junta. I get an email. You have broken community guidelines. You have 24 hours to appeal this or your account is done. I was drunk in the bed. I was like, what the fuck did I do wrong? And then I thought back and I was like, oh, I put the word sex in my Instagram bio. But I don't get how that makes sense. How does that get you suspended? I've seen dicks on Instagram. I've seen tits everywhere on Instagram. But I put the word sex in my bio and I am just done. I don't know. Like, hopefully by the time you're listening to this, my Instagram's back. I don't know if it will be, but we will see. Just the craziest thing of all time. So if you're listening out there, do not put the word sex in your Instagram bio or you're fucked or you're fucking done. I'm so scared right now because I was buzzing on Instagram. All the DMs I slid in are just wasted now. That's it.
Yeah, who are they? They're gonna go find new men.
Yeah. Thanks, Zuck. Thanks, Mark Kuckerberg. But anyways, yeah, it was a great weekend. I got a wedding next weekend in Peterborough. That's why I reached out. And Avery talked me off the ledge here because when I tweeted who lives in Peterborough,
This is crazy.
This is not crazy. So when I tweeted out JR, who lives in Peterborough to Gate 14 listener, there was a decent amount that tweeted at me. And the reason why I tweeted that was because I wanted to stay at a listener's house after this wedding. I didn't want I didn't want to soak a hotel. And then looking back on it, I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do this. So I just made up something, whatever. But anyways, yeah, wedding next week in Peterborough. If you have an extra room, I will not say no. So I don't have to spend $150 on a hotel. But that's up to you guys. Whatever. That's up to the listener. But anyways, Avery, Ross Atkins is cooking. Let's go into baseball talk. That's what we're here for. That's the point of this podcast. What was your instant reaction when you heard the Jordan Hicks news, Avery? The instant reaction that came to mind.
I was pumped. I never got to a point where I was like, who are we giving up? Like, that's just kind of the shot in the arm that we needed. Someone who has the best stuff in the world. And if you can harness that, which they seem to do with our boy Henny here pretty quickly, you got an arm that is legit incredible. Like, how many other people are throwing the ball 105.1 miles an hour? Literally 2 people in the world have done it, and he's one of them. So
Blue Jay's dad came when he saw the mile per hour there.
Yeah. But then I just know he's like kind of a big walk guy. But Jordan Romano's out for this time. Jimmy, you throw him on three straight days. Brain dead fucking thing to do. And it bites you in the ass today. But it's another back end arm. This someone tweeted this. I forget who it was. I see everyone's Blue Jays tweets and they all just merge into it. There's more good relievers on this team than bullpen spots, which is an incredible problem to have. Like you're going to leave guys who have thrown big time major league innings this year off the roster at
Like
some
Zach
point.
Pop.
Zach Pop, well, that'll help when the rosters expand.
But Zach
Guys.
Pop's been kind of shit though in the minors. I don't know what
But
happened. to him.
he's like not the right person I'm talking about.
So who are
for
you
this.
talking about? Like who
Like-
are the guys?
Like Jay Jackson, Nate Pearson, kind of two
Okay.
optionable guys who will find themselves on the outside because I don't think they'll DFA those guys, but like Chad Green comes back,
Oh
It
my
might be
god, I
the-
didn't even think about that.
it might be the end. Like it shouldn't be, but I think he's an optionable piece that he would like Jay Jackson would be the one sent down instead of DFAing a guy.
I think you send down Nate. I think
sure,
because
yeah.
you
He'll
have
be-
that
yeah.
Nate fill in right
but-
now.
No, but
with
Nate's going to be
Hicks.
gone when Ryu's back. No,
I didn't even fucking think about that. Holy shit!
So-
Nate
When have we ever
Pearson-
had this problem that we have too
Nate-
many good
yeah.
pitchers?
Nate Pearson might get traded.
there is a chance
talking
Nate
about
Pearson
him a
gets
little bit.
traded.
They're talking about that a little bit of like he could be used it. Like, we don't really need him now. Like in a sense,
Jordan
like,
Hicks is that guy, and
Yeah.
he throws harder and has better stuff. Like,
Yeah, I think Nate.
What Nate's good
Pearson-
for is the multiple innings.
Yeah,
but you can get that from Jay Jackson though.
You can.
So, and you get that from Chad Green, I think too. Like he's been
yeah.
stretched out a
Chad
little
Green
bit.
is always
Like-
been,
Well, I don't think you'd bring him back to be a multiple innings guy.
Well, Chad Green could go 2 innings and not bat an eye though. That's what I'm saying.
sure, yeah.
Like, I love the move originally, man. I mean, listen, Jordan Hicks is a guy who, what we've learned from the Genesis Cabrera stuff so far was an organization that one, can't develop pitchers, and two, doesn't understand pitchers' arsenal. I mean, Henny Cabrera eliminating that third pitch that he had and just going with a 2-pitch arsenal that he's been doing, he's fucking insane. He's thrown like 5 innings, no runs. He has like 1,000 punchies. And I mean, that Saturday game, bases loaded, 1 out, he came in the game and got out of it. Like he's not throwing these low leverage bum ass innings, you know? So I'm really excited about Aaron Hicks. Not Aaron. Did I say Aaron Hicks? Jordan Hicks. Sorry. And I'll read you some stats here from our guy Blue Jays Muse. Aaron Hicks since May 6th, 28 innings, 28.2.
No, Jordan Hicks.
I keep saying Aaron. Jordan Hicks since May 6th, 28.2 innings pitched, 22 hits, 0 home runs, 6 earned runs, 1.88 ERA since May 6th. He was really bad in April, right? I'm pretty sure like they were talking about DFA in this guy in April. And since May 6th, he's been one of the best relievers in baseball. 188 ERA, 8 saves, 1.12 whip, 10 walks, 37 strikeouts. That'll play, Avery. That'll play.
So let's go to our friend Griff here as well. He went back to April 15th.
Okay.
2.25 ERA, 1.92 FIP, 34.4% strikeout rate, a strikeout minus walk percentage of 24%, which is good. A ground ball rate, 62.2%. Average launch angle of 0 degrees. Average exit velocity, 86.2. A barrel rate of 2.4%. And a hard hit percentage of 34.1%.
Wow.
This is an elite arm. Man, it really is.
I can't
And
wait
his-
to see him go
so
against the Orioles.
You talk about the velo, being his big selling point.
Yeah.
But he throws one of the best pitches in all of baseball with his sweeper. So
Really?
just like what it returns. Obviously, the expected batting average numbers are okay with it. The run value per 100, sinker's better than his sweeper, but the numbers that have returned on the sweeper are really, really good. He has a .097 batting average against on his sweeper this year, a whiff percentage of 58.6%.
So does he come in here right now and take over that Jordan Romano role, Avery? Is that-
100%. I
you think that's what he's gonna
Or-
like this week? He's gonna have a save opportunity this week within the next like 2 or 3 days.
So I think it's him, Mesa, Swanson will rotate
Okay.
however way they want to. I don't know if you bring him in, you make him the closer right away, but it's big time high leverage stuff. It's
and
like,
I don't hate that. I don't hate throwing those guys in the mixer like that. I mean, they've done it with Genesis Cabrera, and it's obviously paid off. So you throw these guys and you show that you trust them right off the bat, especially with a new change of scenery. By the way, that Henny Cabrera trade is already a fleece. I mean, they traded a 19-year-old Florida Coast League catcher.
The fact that it's a trade is the way of them not like being able to pick them up, right? Like,
yeah,
it's so saying it's a fleecing, obviously, but we could have gotten him for free if we had to wait and then go through some other stuff as well. But having to trade a body, he's a talented arm. That's the thing. The Cardinals could not fucking develop a pitching prospect to save their lives. So they just, I don't know why they're just trading for all these like
Sam Roberts or whatever.
Yeah. And Kloffenstein.
Yeah.
Trading for those guys, they're going to be shit now. Like, they're not. You need to be major league ready to pitch for the Cardinals because they won't fucking do anything. Look at Liberatore. He was one of the top arms coming out and all through the minors, really good. Gets to the majors, struggles, comes back, adds some velo, struggles again.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are fucking rat shit.
They suck. It should be a yard sale there.
The fact that they have pitching right in front of their nose and they can't develop it is a disgusting malpractice, and they should be kicked out of baseball for what
I would
be
genuinely sick though if I was a Cardinals fan, because that lineup is insane. Like Arenado, Goldie, Lars Nootbaar, Kisner, or the fuck his name. Like they should be good.
Why did you say Kisner in there?
Is it Kisner or Knizner? How do you say it?
I don't know. You're right.
Whoever it is.
He's rat shit compared to like Gorman and some of those.
Oh, sorry, Gorman. I always confuse
some of those other guys.
Gorman's good. But yeah,
I think Alec Burleson's a good player too. But
exactly, they have tons of guys that could hit, which is crazy. But yeah, just their pitching and like their pitching development's so bad. But no, listen, what would you grade the trade, Abe? Because obviously the Jays gave up two of their higher level pitching prospects, like two guys that.
So they both needed to be on the 40-man.
Yes, or they'd be Rule 5 ready, right?
Rule 5 guys. Yeah. So we're not really moving on from ton in the starting rotation, right? Because Kikuchi's here another year, or is he gone?
Yeah, one more year.
Okay, so he's still there. Ryu gone.
Yeah,
right?
Ryu gone.
Okay, so not really anyone's leaving. And then you think the automatic next guy is Ricky starting the year next year, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's kind of replaced. They don't see those guys up. They want to protect other people in the Rule 5 draft. It's kind of just getting those guys away from the team like earlier than that. So for me, it's doing some roster movement that was going to happen even after the season, and you pick up an immediate need with Romano going down.
Yep. I love the move. I really do love
the move. B+.
B+.
Almost into A tier.
Okay. What about you, Jared? What are you ranking it?
I like it as an A-. I think we might make a run even at, if he really likes it, we go on a little bit of a run. You just can't really, you can't teach 104, that's just like, I think we're in the driver's seat to resign him. I think it just opens a lot of doors of, someone that, it's what we needed. It's what we said before the year. We had no one with some juice, and this guy's got the juice. So
wait until Pistol Pete gets his hands on him.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think it proves a lot where Atkins's head's at. He got the best arm on the market for reliever. So, I'm expecting another big chip.
I'm trying to think.
About to fall.
If the Toronto Blue Jays get Lane Thomas, I will buy a Ross Atkins Blue Jays jersey.
Are people that in on Lane Thomas, actually?
Listen, I tweeted this. I can't watch Espinal and Biggio anymore, Avery. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't watch these kids.
I think we have guys who can take their spots in the minors.
But they're not calling these dudes up.
I know.
Like Davis Schneider, what more does Davis Schneider have to do? What more does fucking Spencer Horwitz have to do? Like, what more do these guys have to do? And anyways, when they get called up, it doesn't even matter because Schneider doesn't even fucking play them.
Yeah.
So it's like a waste.
Schneider's just,
he's fucking brain dead, that guy. He really is. He's so dumb. I like the guy, but he's just so like, you can't let guys get their feet wet when you play them like once every fucking, like Nathan Lucas. I mean, Calvin Biggio obviously too. I know he struggled, but Calvin Biggio getting like one at bat in the last week or whatever it was, and then you pinch hit him in like one of the biggest situations of the entire weekend in extra innings. Like, I don't know, man. It's just such a weird, and Brandon Belt was on the bench there. You know, it's like, it's a weird way of managing. I wouldn't be mad if the Blue Jays didn't get a bat. Do I want them to get a bat? Obviously. But there's guys that could fill those holes like Addison Barger, Horwitz, Davis Schneider, all these guys. So it's not like the end of the world if Toronto Blue Jays don't get a bat, right, Dave?
No, it's really not the end of the world. Would be nice to just a bat another one again to change things around, but I'm not disappointed if they don't get a bat
because there's not much left on the market. Like Cody Bellinger is not going to get traded. Obviously, Randall Grichuk's gone to the Angels, who are just creating the most mid lineup in the history of
cannot
baseball.
believe what the Angels are doing.
The Angels, this is such classic Angels. They're going to try and trade for everyone and then miss the playoffs and just fuck themselves over.
And it's going to be the funniest
thing. Johnny couldn't make it a full episode without putting a hat
I need a hat. But anyways, dude, what I was saying was with that is like, listen, there is potential bats down there that can fix it for you and can take the bats out of Espinal and Biggio's hands. I can't watch Espinal and Biggio hit anymore. I can't. It's such a black hole at the bottom of the line. It pisses me off. But whatever, man. Let's go into the series. Let's go into the games. So Matt Chapman is just the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays now, right? Is that and it's like, so obviously there might be, I don't know if there's fucking tension between the manager and the Blue Jays player, stuff like that. But these players see the bad management moves just like we do. Okay. That stuff boils into their locker room. It boils into their stuff. They see the moves. They have to answer questions for the moves, all that type of stuff. So I'm sure Matt Chapman has seen some of the dumb shit that John Schneider did this week. And he's like, why are we throwing to Ohtani? Why? And Ohtani did nothing the rest of the week. I mean, a couple doubles and a single, didn't do any damage though. Didn't win baseball games for the Los Angeles Angels. Where are you at though with that Avery, where a guy like Matt Chapman, who's not really seemed to be like that outspoken, goes out of his way to rip into his manager about pitching to a guy? I thought it was rock star shit. I really did.
I loved it, but I was kind of confused as to who he was going at. Because Jano's catching. Is he getting signs from someone? One, I'd probably go after Pete Walker next because he's the one like, we want to get this guy. And John Schneider's probably the third in command I would like talk to. I don't know if I don't think Jano gets pitches called to him or relayed to him as well. So it's fine. I understand, but I think John Schneider in the moment was like, why are you talking to me about this potentially? I love to see those guys fired up because they fucking they're living it. They see it in front of them. Those guys aren't idiots. Maybe a couple of them are, but like obviously Chapman thinks the game well, and he was right. He's like, no one else on the team fucking hits besides,
which is like the most true statement.
Yeah,
on the play, like literally
Trey Cabbage fucking playing baseball for this team. Like,
they are so bad that they
Andrew Velasquez.
They are so bad that they bunted with first and second and one out to go second and third with two outs, which immediately led to an out after. Yeah. Like that's how stupid they are. They suck. Like they're just the most unserious team ever. They have like a 9% chance to make the playoffs. I saw on FanGraphs, something like that. They're just an unserious team. That's what they are. They're an unserious team. But Kevin Gausman, though, I mean, he's insane. Besides that pitch he threw to Ohtani, by the way, that pitch he threw to Ohtani that got launched couldn't have been more middle. It was the most middle pitch I've ever seen in my life.
It sounded like gunfire coming off of his bat. I thought Ohtani would launch off Manoah. Manoah just hit him instead, but it's kind of cool to see big players do big stuff who you don't hate. It's like when Aaron Judge comes to Toronto and launches 10 home runs. I fucking hate it. It makes my blood boil. But Ohtani does it, and the rest of the team is helpless. It's like, oh, it's kind of cute. Like, nice home run, Ohtani. You're the best player in baseball. It's nice to see.
It's
when it leads to a win, you're fine to see things.
And that was their only run. Right after Gausman said this is the only guy that can't hit, Jays pitched around Ohtani, didn't score a run the entire rest of the game.
Ohtani must have been frustrated. Like, I don't watch enough Angels. I don't know how often he gets intentionally walked. I guess we can just look up those numbers, but it was awesome. Anytime run around second, Ohtani, you're on first base.
Yeah,
Like,
just don't even bring your bat. Just go right the fuck to first base. Gausman, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. And then the rock star shit thing about Matty Chapsticks was after he just filled John Schneider's ear with how much he hates the decision to throw to Ohtani. He hits an absolute moon bomb the next inning.
That was one of the coolest parts. 100%.
Like, he was just like, you watch this shit. Middle in off of Giolito. Giolito knew that shit was gone right when he threw that pitch. You could see Giolito throw it. Chappie, if it's low, Matt Chapman is going to launch it. If it is a low pitch, if it is high 91, no chance he's even sniffing that fastball. But low, he's sending that shit to Mars. Mashes it. Jays tie the game. Gausman just carved the rest of the game. Didn't have his best stuff, obviously.
But that one inning, what was it? His 7th inning? That almost got disastrous, right? When they loaded the bases, and then who was it who came in?
Eric Swanee, our guy.
The Swanson bounce back in that inning,
especially after what he did at Dodger Stadium.
Fed families. It's immediate. It's like, okay, Eric Swanson's back. The Dodger Stadium thing, maybe not a one-off, but we know what we've seen Eric Swanson pitch for multiple months now. He's not that Dodger Stadium guy. That's what he does. And that was fucking huge, man.
And that was off with a couple days rest too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just, that's why you have to add to the bullpen. Maybe I was wrong in chirping the guys that say add to the bullpen, because it showed proven, obviously.
The bullpen pieces are good. Like, no problems with that. It's just how overworked they are.
Exactly.
Is why you needed the help.
Exactly. And Eric Swanson comes in, 1 inning, 2 punchies with the bases loaded because Gausman loaded them up. Tim Meza goes the next inning, 2 punchies again. Romano gets injured, which we will talk about in a second here. But the one guy that continues to just every single goddamn game flourish, Whit Merrifield. Like, that ball he hit out was 100, Avery. Yep. It was 100 middle in, and I don't know if it's just his swing is just so like simple that the ball just travels off his bat. I don't know what it is, but he shot on that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and he's insane. I don't know where this team would be without this guy, man. He's fucking crazy. Could you imagine having to play Espinal or Biggio every single day instead of Whit Merrifield? The difference in numbers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a nightmare. Whit, we said this when he got acquired last year. He is someone who needs to play every day. He's proven it for fucking forever. Let that guy play every day. He's going to be close to the league lead in hits when he does that. He's a super, super good player. Whether it's playing left field or playing second base, he can help this team. And the stolen bases from him as well. Like, he's over 300 guy. Whit has been. And then you needed George Springer out of the 5 hole, and obviously he didn't do shit on Friday. But with Merrifield, 3 fucking hits.
Insane.
Like, who does it? And then Jano hits another home run. I love watching Jano home runs, just going down to get it. That guy's fucking gritty. That's why everyone loves Jano, man. Seeing him pull fly balls. Everyone listen to Jano. Fuck Guillermo Martinez. Hire Jano as the hitting
apparently coach. This is what Lupelow told me, and I think he's okay with me saying this. Every day they have a coaches meeting with the players, right? Like a hitter meeting, go over it. Apparently Jano walks up, dip in mouth, coffee cup, looks at the hitting board. He says, what am I going to do today, boys? Pull the fucking baseball, and then just walks away. He is the greatest fucking guy on the planet, and that is the most Jano story ever. Apparently him and Lupelow golfed on Thursday with Whit at Devil's Paintbrush, which is an insane course, by the way. Like, Lupelow showed me videos of it. Like, he obviously loves it. And apparently, like, they were just shooting the shit about the Gate 14 boys, like Jano and Lupelow. Hopefully Whit felt a little bit left out there, but yeah, no, it was he just tells me, like, Jano walks in, cut off shirt, looks at the board and says, yep, I'm gonna pull the baseball today. All time, man. It's just he's the best. But he's the clutchest hitter, and I think someone tweeted that he was on like 162 game pace, like 30 plus home runs. Avery, did someone tweet that, or was that you tweet? Who tweeted that?
No, I didn't tweet that.
I forgot who tweeted that.
I mean, that would have to be over a span because he's not on a 162 game
Yeah.
Like if you took his probably like last 2 week span and put it over 162, you might get that because he's hit a bunch of home runs last 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's awesome. I mean, we got to talk about going into that game, man. We got to talk about George Springer. He is. I got to pull up the actual stats here. Me and Randa went over his stats. I'm pretty sure Avery. This isn't like. And listen, I know he's obviously going to figure it out. All right, George Springer's George Springer at the end of the day. He is 0 for his last 27. Avery.
Holy fuck!
8 for his last.
Today
60.
he hit the ball well.
Well, he did hit the ball well today, sure. But I know he's like in a drought right now, but he is 0 for his last 27, 8 for his last 60, 28 for his last 124. And I know, obviously, he's going to figure this out. But this is a guy you paid $150 million fucking dollars for, right?
Yeah, like you didn't pay for a 701 OPS.
And people on Twitter are talking like Mike Wilner are talking like, oh, he's starting to show glimpses of figuring out. He is not a call-up. He is George fucking Springer. If a guy is 8 for 60, 0 for 27, you have to start having the conversations like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's getting paid $150 million. He's going to figure it out. He's one of the best hitters the Jays acquired in free agency, which started the steamrolling of everyone signing here. But this has been embarrassing to watch, Avery. Like, these at-bats are unserious. He's striking out at an unhealthy rate. Or he'll ground out into a double play with runners in scoring position. I don't know what you keep moving him down in the lineup. Like, what do you do with this guy, Abe? Because Whit Merrifield is the leadoff hitter now. That's plain and simple.
Yeah, till George comes back. I have a suggestion. And it might have to do with eyesight.
Okay. Or he shaves.
He hits 226 at night, 280 in the day.
Whoa.
Might just be numbers, but something could be going on. The Kevin Kiermaier glasses, maybe prescription change.
We got to get that into the Blue Jays clubhouse. Maybe there's something wrong. As a no glasses guy,
50-point difference in their OPS between day and night games. He does have 80 more plate appearances at nighttime, but still. Day games against a righty. He can't hit lefties worth of shit this year.
It's insane. Well, no one on the team can, to be honest, to be fair.
205 against lefties this season.
Yeah, that's the kryptonite. Luckily, the Orioles don't have any lefties, though. So, playing chess. No lefties there. But let's go into Saturday's game, man. And the best thing about Saturday's game is just it's so cool to see Alejandro Kirk back.
Oh,
like
those little dinkers over the fence that just
because I was down the baseline, so I would see these home runs, and they would just like he would swing his bat, like you know how he does it, where he doesn't use his back foot pretty much, like he doesn't squash the bug like the traditional way, and you just see this ball just continue to just barely get over that fence, and then you just see him round and around first. It's the best. Alejandro Kirk home runs are my favorite because one, they're kind of rare. And two, it's just the best to watch Thick Jesus cook. It was all time, man. What a game. That was the Thick Jesus game heard around the world.
The second one was a moon ball. He launched that thing.
Yeah, the first one wasn't even like that was just barely over.
Yeah, it's like the old before the renovations when you would sneak it over the fence and it would go down into that black hole.
Yes.
Just the little concourse area. He did that again with the new ones just to left. And then he launched a ball 407 in the second deck. I thought it was going to get foul. I love when Alejandro Kirk hits because it must be so frustrating for the other team. It's like, how is this guy the guy beating us out of everyone here? So Kirk heats up. Like our two catchers, again, we said it all off season. Two of the best catchers of baseball going together. We get that type of production again. This team's going to fucking keep cooking, dude.
Insane. And then obviously we got to talk about Manoah. Manoah looked good, man. Obviously a little bit wild. I've only 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches, which is what he does every single appearance. And then he just almost committed murder on Taylor Ward, which was very scary. That was insane. But again, going into the bullpen, Manoah goes 4 clean. In the 5th inning, he gets an out, walks the bases loaded, hits Taylor Ward. Henny Cabrera comes in a 2-1 baseball game, bases loaded. 1 out, and what does he do? Light work. back-to-back outs from Henny, and anything is possible. That's what I'm talking about with the bullpen. That's a guy I'm so happy he's here and picked it up. Avery, where are you at though with Manoah? Because obviously he's still showing glimpses of where he's really wild and he's walking guys and he's giving up hard contact. But then he also is like turning into like a strikeout guy. I mean, he had 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. I mean, that's a little bit different than what he was last year, if I remember correctly. So I don't know where I'm at with him right now. It's like a weird thing to gauge if he's good again or back again. Or
it feels like his batting average on balls in play luck has shifted completely. Like as he was getting no luck before, I feel like he's been getting a ton of luck. And then it's just not. Okay, so batting average on balls in play has been low. So Detroit 333, San Diego 167, Seattle 167, and then there's 364 again today. Like his xFIP from the game 622, even though he had an ERA of 208 in the game. I don't think that much has changed.
He's playing with fire, man. He's playing with fire. That's what he's doing.
Like let's look at his last 3 starts. 3 innings, 5 1/3, 4 1/3, 3 walks, 4 walks, 5 walks.
Not great. But you know what, his next start is going to be against the Boston Red Sox at Fenway.
That's nightmare. I'm not feeling great about the back end of the rotation right now. Ryu and Manoah, 6-man, we lose a reliever.
Yeah.
And we're getting no length from 1 or 2 of those guys. I don't know what I would do, but I'm nervous about the whole 6-man rotation thing.
Yeah,
I think Ryu can be fine, but I hate the thought of losing a reliever with Alec Manoah.
Especially for Alec Manoah. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, another guy, I mean, like I said, I can't watch him hit anymore. He proved me wrong just for 1 at-bat. Santiago Espinal hit his 2nd home run of the season, first off a lefty in a very, very long time. That was good from him, obviously, to take the lead. Just like that's when you know this team's firing on all cylinders, when the guys that you would never expect to hit home runs and contribute are the guys contributing. For example, Kirk, who's been struggling all year, Espinal, and all those type of guys. So obviously Whit Merrifield contributed again that game as well. But that Henny Cabrera appearance was a legacy appearance. Bases loaded, you're up 1 out against like a decent part of the order. I forgot who he faced. But on a legacy game. That's what that was. That was a legacy game from Henny Cabrera. And you could tell this dude's comfortable now because he is throwing that, as YJ says, throwing the pill with authority.
Yeah.
He's buzzing. So anything is possible, man. I love this guy. I can't get enough of this guy. I'm actually contemplating getting his jersey. I don't know how much control he has left, though. I don't know if that's next year or whatever. I don't know what it's going to be, but
Johnny Toronto never worried about years of control. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Doctor years of control. Yeah, but that was an awesome game, man. I mean, bullpen figured it out. Trevor Richards, 1.1 inning. He faced 4 hitters, 4 strikeouts. He's insane.
Yeah, the big bases loaded Mickey Moniak strikeout, right?
Yep, Silver Fox. I mean, his ERA is 3.04 with a 1.16 whip. He's a guy that is going to be impossible to like not give him high leverage opportunities, right? Like you have to give it to this guy now. He's earned it.
Yeah, this bullpen's kind of made for a long October run. Like this team could do a bullpen game and it'd be better than starting potentially 2 of their starters at this point.
For sure. But the thing is, like the shitty thing is, and you're talking about postseason runs, if this team could hit with runner scoring position, then this would be the most insane team ever.
Yeah, the meme of the next world, like if the Blue Jays could hit with runners in scoring position, flying cars and stuff, that's what would be going on.
It'd be
them and the Angels today were just going back and forth as to who wanted to score less runs with runners in scoring position. And
that game today was so winnable, Ave. So winnable.
It was, 100%
so winnable.
But
Jimmy
Garcia. The Angels also were bad. It was both ways of teams trying to hand each other the game and just didn't work.
For sure. Let's go into. I mean, obviously we talked about it. I hope Taylor Ward, by the way, is doing okay. That was fucking scary, bro. I mean, that you never want to see that shit, dude. That was fucked. I couldn't believe it. We were close to it too, so we heard it. Like we heard it hit his face, and I was like, "What?" It was just gross even thinking about it, man. It really was. It was fucked.
Done for the year, sadly.
Is he
really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right,
so
let's go into today's game. Jose Barrios is a freak, man.
He battled. He
He
didn't have
battled.
it.
He did not have anything near his best shit today. Like not even in the same stratosphere. He battled today, man.
Can
The
we talk about
battler.
this bullshit fucking start time too? What the hell?
12:05, the cock on the cock. I don't actually. I kind of liked it. Game ends a little bit earlier. You have more time in your day to do whatever. I actually didn't hate it. I didn't hate 12 o'clock start time. I'll say it. I didn't hate it.
I'm used to 7, 3, and 1 on the weekends when they're at home. So as soon as I saw 12:05, thrown off a little bit.
Yeah.
But he battled, man. That was a really good performance from him. Gave them a chance again. And
yeah,
what can you say about this game other than just a wasted opportunity to sweep, gain some ground again? Pretty disappointing,
especially with the Astros losing today. You could have jumped them in the standings.
The Sox lost too.
Red Sox losing as well. You could have jumped all these teams in the standings and had that opportunity, and you fucked it. But you still won a series though, right? If you're playing 666 winning percentage baseball the rest of the year, this is going to be a problem. So I'll take that 10 times out of 10. But I mean, the bullpen again, Genesis Cabrera, no runs. Jay Jackson, no runs. Tim Meza, no runs. And then we throw Jimmy Garcia 3 days in a row. What the fuck, Avery? Like who? Nate Pearson couldn't have been available. I mean, he pitched only once. Nate.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. He had to have said he was good to go. It's the only way they would have put him out there, right?
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, so let's obviously.
But the thing that surprised me today was Dalton Varsho started hitting.
Yeah, pulling the ball too, like hard hit balls, hard hit balls.
2 doubles, man. Fucking right, and then some good base running after that.
If he could get going, holy shit. I mean, they've kind of flip-flopped him and Merrifield. I mean, he's like the 9-hole hitter now on this team, Dalton Varsho. And by the way, the Lourdes Gurriel truthers out there that were coming in full force in our DMs and comment section, he's hitting 140 since May. So are you guys enjoying that?
Everyone sucks in that trade.
Everyone. It's the most mid trade. And the only winner or positive about this trade is how good Varsho was defensively, which gives the Jays the win clearly, because this Lourdes is ass right now. So is, Moreno's ass too. He's the backup on the fucking team. So terrible trade. Maybe we'll see what happens though. If Varsho starts going here, then we'll start saying the Jays Ross Atkins fleece. But if there's one guy on this big league roster, I'll both you guys answer this. If there's one guy right now in like not the everyday lineup, but on the bench or all that type of stuff that gets traded by our next episode, who do you think it's going to be?
Nate.
Wow. Yeah. Man, I'd go. So they have to be on the roster like now.
Yeah. Like playing every day not playing every day, but like in the lineup or whatever. Like
there's
on the
3 options you could get.
Yeah, I think Nate's a good one. I think people would want Nate. Like, I think people still see like there's still value there, and I think if the Jays were smart, I think you use him as a piece. Like, I just like don't see where Nate is gonna really like. He's never gonna be, I don't think, setup man or closer for the Blue Jays, and I bet you Nate deep down still wants to try and be a starter.
The thing with Nate is he's kind of clogged, like with how good this bullpen is. There's no one there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Swanee is really good. Romano's really good. Jordan Hicks is good.
Mm-hmm.
All these guys are way ahead of him on the depth chart. There will never be a massive role for him on this team besides maybe like a middle inning guy when the Jays are in a jam, but that's been taken over by like Trevor Richards though, and Jay Jackson and these guys. So I do agree with that, but I'm going to say, and I know there's probably not a lot of value there. Maybe he doesn't get traded, maybe DFA'd. I say by the next episode that Santiago Espinal's not on this team. Because you saw that, Ave, right? They're starting to put Horwitz at second in AAA.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they're starting to play him at second base and stuff like that. So they are trying out these options, but I think Espinal won't be on the team by the next podcast.
I think the problem is Espinal and Biggio are just universally loved by everyone, and it's more they're keeping them there because they're good clubhouse pieces. It's like Vladdy said Espinal's his best friend on the team, right? And everyone talks about how good of a guy Kevin Biggio is.
He lives with Bo too, Espinal, I'm pretty sure.
So just like fuck, obviously it's a business, but that seems to be what's keeping them there at this point, because
Yeah.
I do think there is better options. Kevin Biggio, you're barely fucking playing him too. So
Biggio is just somehow
He's just
been on
there.
the team
He's really
entire
just there. He's like the
He-
designated pinch runner in like the
Yes.
slow pitch league when like someone with like had a leg injury doesn't want to run. They put
Do we-
Biggio on the bases.
I don't even know if we've looked into, like, is Biggio actually considered fast by metrics?
I don't think so, but he's just faster than Kirk. So that's why he pinch runs for him every time. Like, I'm pretty
Because I
sure
was
that's
gonna
what,
say, like, I don't. It's just wild.
his sprint 75th percentile sprint speed.
Okay.
That's better than I thought, actually.
Yeah.
But like, he's a bad defender as of these metrics.
He doesn't do really that much well. He's just the most mid player. Like the Angels probably trade for him. Yeah,
the Royals will love Kevin Biggio. The
they'll love
Royals
him.
just traded Nicky Lopez. They're gonna get Kevin Biggio.
Yep, they need that role. They need that role split in there. They need that guy going. We'll see, man. I'm excited for this trade deadline stuff. I don't know what we'll be doing. Maybe I'll like hop on. Maybe we'll do a live stream. Maybe
We'll do
Frenzy.
emergency press conference or emergency
okay.
pod.
Okay, emergency pod. Okay. Yeah.
Emergency pod. Calling an emergency pod before an emergency happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see if they make a significant move. If they don't, then whatever.
Yeah.
We won't do
I'll
it.
be at the game Tuesday, but once I get back and there's moves made.
I'll be at the game Wednesday with you, actually. Sorry. But yeah, anyways, let's go into let's go into the trade deadline stuff. Obviously, that's just a little snippet of it here. I mean, who's on the wish list right now for the boys? Obviously, I said Lane Thomas. I'm not quite sure he's available. I'm seeing Jays are starting to kick tires on Tommy Pham. Obviously, I think Tommy Pham's the highest reality, like the most realistic option for this team, especially with like a Leo Jimenez you could trade from the minors, all those type of guys for Tommy Pham. I think Tommy Pham or Mark Canha will be a Toronto Blue Jay by Tuesday.
Okay. I don't think we get anyone.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where we're at. I think we can promote from within and just get the spark as well. Tommy Pham noted one of the worst guys in baseball, is he not?
Yeah, that's what Taylor Guerrero. Fuck, I just outed the guy. Yeah, no, sorry. That's
You've been outing everyone recently.
Fuck. Yeah, no.
No, but that's just known.
Yeah.
Tommy Pham's not a great clubhouse guy.
Yeah, that was when I saw that news pop up, it was kind of like, what the
I'd rather
fuck?
Mark Canha more, obviously,
Yeah,
and it's more
Mark
a
Canha's
cheap
veteran.
option. I don't care about Tommy Pham on this team, to be honest with you. I just think the analytic nerds love it because he's been doing really well. He's a good player.
He's a good player, but yeah, I would like
Tommy Pham in a little bit kind of reminds me of Ben Revere. We got him.
Ben Revere's fast, and I don't know.
Not player wise, but just a little shot.
I wouldn't hate it. Listen, Tommy Pham.
We need a piece like
he makes this okay. Because listen, right? You play Tommy Pham, okay? You put him in left, then Witt is at second every single day, and you platoon like Tommy Pham and Dalton Varsho in left field. This lineup is so much fucking better because then you don't have to play Cavan or Espinal. And then Witt plays second base every single day. It is it does make this team better, significantly better.
100% it makes the team better. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Okay. No, there's no one. No, you think Ross is done? I don't think he's
maybe I think it's crazy, but maybe even a starter somehow.
I don't know.
I think them trading for a reliever might squash that.
But it's like, how can you be comfortable with
definitely not comfortable with Manoah. I'll tell you that right now.
Manoah and potentially Ryu. You have no idea what you're going to get with Ryu. If you don't prepare for Ryu being really bad, this team is fucked with a fifth guy. Right?
Yeah. What if Ryu just shoves, though?
Then this is all perfect. Like, thank God.
He just carves the Orioles 6 scoreless. I will go bananas.
Yeah.
If he does that. So we'll see what happens there with that. But any listener questions before we break down the Orioles series?
Yeah, we got a bunch. Someone wants to know why not pick up Merrifield's option next year. It is a bit pricey, but the guy's performing, so pay him. Some people around the league saying he'll be gone next year, which he doesn't understand why. I don't think he's an $18 million player when he's about to be 35. Very, very good player, but that's a fucking hefty price tag on Whit Merrifield for next year when you have Addison Barger coming out.
Yeah, his contract was structured. I think the first year, so that year we traded for him, he was getting paid like 12 or something. And then this year, or I think it was this year,
there was 2 low years, and then next
2 low years, and then it like really jumped. And then the option of the 18 mil. I mean, that's a lot of money. I don't know. I don't think he'd get that on the market.
They're not. I mean, who are we kidding? They're not going to take that option.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay him $18 million, an aging guy. I mean, obviously, do I want him here? Fuck yeah. Obviously, he's a freak. He's been maybe the best hitter on this team, actually. I don't know if the stats back that up, but I'm pretty sure he's been at least one of the best hitters on the team. He's going to lead the team in hits besides Bo Bichette, obviously. So it would make sense to do it, but $18 million for an aging utility guy doesn't make sense right now. I don't think they do it. As much as I love him, I don't think they will.
That's why you have prospects. Like, Bar should be ready by next year. All right. A few episodes ago, we made the ultimate Jays pitcher with their pitch arsenal, the Richards changeup, Gausman splitter. Now let's make the worst Toronto Blue Jays pitcher with the pitch arsenal.
Alec Manoah control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Simber's velocity.
Alec Manoah control, Adam Simber's velocity. We need to add an off speed. Who has some bad off speed pitches? Jimmy Garcia,
Alec Manoah, Adam Simber are at the top of this.
It has to be someone else. Thomas Hatch.
Okay, and then I know
Thomas Hatch mentality. Thomas Hatch mindset.
And whose swag goes at the bottom?
Tim Meza. Sorry, Tim Meza doesn't have good.
Meza, or to be honest, Jordy.
Yeah, Jordy doesn't really dress well either. But Jordy's
they're all Mizuno guys.
But Jordy's got that.
I would probably say Tim Meza is the worst dressed though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Tim Meza is the only guy to have the ERA he has and still wonder if he's shit. You know,
That's a good point.
He's not shit, but like sometimes you just like,
but like, in the back of your head, you still have like a little bit of thought of like, this guy sucks, but he doesn't suck.
All right. We have Kirk memes in here, and he wants Johnny and me to give our best Buck Martinez impression.
Hey, Oscar, man. Hey, Oscar.
There's one he would always do that pissed me off. He'd go, Freddie Galvis. He would just say Freddie Galvis' fucking name wrong every time. It made me so frustrated. And that's the only Buck Martinez thing that
Get up, ball, get up, ball, get up, ball. Home run. Teoscar Hernandez.
Teoscar Hernandez. Oh man, I was listening to the games for the first time in a while, and
it is better. It is.
No, it's not better because
I like listening to the games.
Oh, no, I was just watching them on TV.
Oh, I thought you said
with
on the
sound,
radio.
because I never watch them with sound when I'm on stream because I don't have speakers in my monitor. So yeah, hearing like right away, it's like Dan Shulman and then Buck talking about home runs to start the broadcast. Like, fuck, I don't want to hear this from Buck this early, man.
Yeah.
All right, Sarge wants to know go-to drunk food for the guys. Dawn's. I just fucking love Dawn's.
I'm not. Dawn's is a decent drunk food for sure. I'd probably say mine is maybe like a nice slice of pizza, man.
True.
Drunk pizza goes nuts. Like, especially when it's like from the pre, you guys ordered a pizza, whatever. You don't finish the pizza. So you just, you go to the bar, you come back, the pizza's still there on the counter, just waiting for you. It's waiting for all the boys. I think pizza is undefeated after.
Jerry, you'll eat anything, eh?
Yeah, I mean, shawarma is good. There's a lot of good shit.
Shawarma
is great. You got a problem with that, Johnny?
I just have bad memories from your brother's apartment puking shawarma after we had Osmos. We went out with Lupelow.
We did go to Osmos that day. But like, if you're at a level of drunkenness where like you're gonna feel like shit, whatever you eat. Like,
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a
in
good
your
point.
head, it's a great idea, but then you eat it and you're like, holy fuck, I feel like yakking.
That's a good point.
What does Kevin Biggio offer other than mid-tier speed? We just went over this.
Sex. He's a sex haver.
He's
vibes must be good.
yeah,
He's a good
vibes.
teammate. Lupelow said everyone loves him. Lupelow said that.
He's vibes guy, man.
Yeah. Someone's worried about the 6-man rotation. We kind of went over that. Rank possible trade targets. We kind of went over that. Do you think any of the huge names are going to be moved?
No.
I don't think so. What game show or reality show do you think you could win?
I think I could easily win The Bachelor. Bachelorette, sorry. I could easily win The Bachelorette. I'd put on a clinic. I'd alpha the shit out of the guys there. I would just be the common man. I'd be like the sweetheart. And listen, my strategy, if I was on The Bachelorette, my strategy wouldn't be to win The Bachelorette. It would be to become the heartthrob, to become the next Bachelor. So then I get to pick from 20 women. That would be my goal. Because your goal should never be to win The Bachelorette. The odds are so much smaller. Your goal should be.
But you got to get like top 5 though to get that.
Yeah, that should be easier than winning. Obviously, I'm saying your goal should be to be the next Bachelor, not to win The Bachelorette. You're not there for those reasons. It's bad reasons, but that's what you should be there for. I think I'd win the Bachelorette with ease.
Yeah, you're just on The Bachelorette for fucking Instagram followers, dude.
Well, I don't have an Instagram, but yeah.
Big Brother for me.
Big Brother.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like the only reality show I ever watched.
That's the one show I just never got into.
I actually kind of liked it for a little bit, and then I don't care. I don't watch a ton of that shit. But I would just get super high, and me and my brother watch Too Hot to Handle sometimes. That's
a good show.
That show should not be
one you would win.
No, I would never win that because I'd never get on it. But it's just so funny. They're so stupid. I love it. It's kind of like
they're so dumb.
They are pretty dumb.
I think I told you guys I saw one of the guys that was on that show at
Harry Jowsey?
No, it's some other guy. He boxes now. I forget his name, but he was in front of me getting Costco slice of pizza. I was like, this is
he must not be doing that well then, huh?
No. I would say The Apprentice.
Oh my god. You're fired. You're fired.
Just JR and The Apprentice, just ready to go. Yeah, I'd go The Apprentice.
Someone wants probably me to explain what FIP is, fielding independent pitching. It basically just takes strikeouts, walks, hit by pitches, and home run and puts them on like an ERA scale. So things that pitchers can only control, that's what FIP is. Like you don't have to worry about batting average on balls in play.
We should host a paywall analytics class with Ave. And he
I don't know that. I don't know that much analytics. Like the actual analytics people run fucking circles around my brain. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, they got the systems cooking.
Yeah, but I can like figure out on a basic level where you can take good things from players and find out. But people who are actually in the statistics, they're crazy smart. If you could trade for one player from the 15-16 deadline for the 23 squad, who would it be? That's the David Price deadline, is it not?
Yeah, it'd be David Price.
It'd be David Price.
Easily.
Or LaTroy Hawkins.
Oh, that was a bad man too.
I don't know. He was just one of my favorite guys.
Jason Grilli was also traded, I think, for that one or the year before that. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Tulo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking Tulo. Tulo to play second base, maybe.
Remember when the fans were trying to get the chant down path, and it was like terrible to start. I remember
you didn't like the clap of the hands, then too low.
Yeah, it's not great. Terrible.
What's our preference? Local craft beer or mass produced beer? Mass produced beer. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be mass produced.
I was sitting behind Johnny a few rows yesterday. Can you please explain why you were sitting down for the entire 7th inning stretch?
I don't care for that shit. If I've made that very clear, I don't give a fuck about the theatrics of the game of baseball. I mean, I'm kind of a theater freak, I guess, technically, with the way that I act. That's an insane question. Yeah,
He saw Johnny.
Well, a lot of listeners
That's
will say
so
that to me. Will
funny.
look at me and like when on the seventh inning stretch when I'm sitting down, like they'll just be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You
yeah, I don't
stand
care.
up, man.
I just don't care for it. I don't. The only thing I stand up for is the fucking flag, bro. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's yeah, it's definitely something I got to work on. It's my pet. It's probably a pet peeve of our listeners when they see their hero sitting down during the seventh inning stretch. And I do know who this is that is talking about this, because he did immediately turn around and was like, he did the courtesy thing where he pretends he's looking behind, where he's like gonna look into like the stands or something like that, but he's actually like looking at me and probably just like, what the fuck are you doing? So yeah, that's something that I have to be addressed. I will on Wednesday with Avery, I will stand up for the seventh inning stretch. You have my word.
Okay, that's big of you. With the Rays and Orioles being so good already and still have elite farms, should the Jays trade every prospect on the planet for a 2-year push?
Yeah, they really should. That's what I would do. Jackson Holiday's hitting like 340. And they're saying like it's not out of the picture. They're not gonna like say it's out of the picture for him to get called up to the show.
Oh my god, that makes me sick. How many more years do you think the Jays will be good for?
If they can lock up Vladdy and Bo, I think they'll be good for a decent amount of time, because then they can just build around them.
I'm in the same spot with that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in a, with those two guys on the team, they're in a win always type mode, and we have the money to spend. This team should be good,
especially with all the older guys here short term. Like Gausman will be gone in 2 years or 3 years. Bassitt will be gone in 2 years, 3 years. So there's going to be a lot of money freed up once you sign Bo and Vladdy to be able to sign all free agents or whatever like that. So it's not going to be out of the question that this team's going to be good for a decent amount of time.
And this team is being built by free agents, not really prospects,
which is fine. That's what the Braves kind of do, right?
Well, they had a bunch of guys come up, and then they made some good deals as well, replacing good players.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Do we wish that we got Masataka Yoshida instead of Varsho or Kiermaier? How different do you think the team would look?
I don't think they would look that different.
No, he's a guy who can hit pretty well, but yeah, it'd always be sick to have him. He's a great player, but kind of happy with where we're at outfield defense wise. Kind of bottom of the orders let us down for some part of the year.
Yeah,
but I'm fine. I'm kind of okay
for sure. Yeah, is that it?
Last one. How did Lupelow and Johnny meet? I don't know if you've answered that here.
It's a long story. Just through I DM'd him once with Official and Official, like to come on the podcast. He answered. Then I had him on. So funny story. When I had Lupelow on the podcast, on Official and Official, that was the day that I pissed myself. So before the Lupelow interview, I was really fucking boozing and drinking and all that type of stuff. And in between the Lupelow interview, if you could, I don't know if it's out there. I had to take like 3 piss breaks, take a piss. So, cause I just kept drinking so I could make sure that I had liquid courage to piss myself on live. So yeah, I had him on, became boys, started playing COD every night during COVID and stuff like that. Me, him, and Musgrove would play every night. And then, we just came, like, me and him text every day. Literally one of my really good buddies. So,
how do him and Musgrove know each other well?
Just from Cali, like they trained together in like San Diego. But yeah, no, he's the best, bro. Oh no, sorry. Him and Musgrove know each other because they came up with the Pirates together.
Okay.
Like they played on the Pirates together. Sorry. When Lupelow was there, Musgrove was there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. Listener questions for today.
All right. So let's go into this. Let's go into the series and then let's have ourselves a little nice little August week here, folks. We're already in August. I still can't believe
it's hell. It's hell week.
It's hell weeks. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. It is hell week. Game 1, Kyle Gibson versus Chris Bassitt. Jays are favorites tomorrow. Game 2, Kyle Bradish versus Hyunjin Ryu, the famous return of our king, the Korean king. Grayson Rodriguez versus Kikuchi on Wednesday, the game that we'll be in the building for. That game might have 1 million runs, I think. And then Thursday, I don't think they announced the Thursday. I'm thinking it's probably going to be Gausman because it'll be 6 days rest. I'm hoping it's Gausman going Thursday.
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. So Gausman going Thursday against, I don't know who it's going to be for the Orioles. They haven't announced that yet. That's a little 3:07 start time game. Excited for that one as well.
Oh, really? On Thursday, 3:07?
Yeah, 3:07.
Sakes, man. Can't pack a building at 3:07 on a Thursday.
They do pack them though. They do pack. I mean, it was sold out last.
Was it?
Yeah. Last 3:07 game against it was against the Padres.
We got to get people showing up for this week. It's a big week to get people in the Rogers Center against the O's. Man.
I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to say Jays split. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to say the Jays split this series 2-2.
The O's are a good hitting team against lefties. I think they beat our 2 lefties, and we split.
What about you, JR?
I'm going. We win 3-1. I think we get revenge on the Orioles. This
God, I might come close to saying the B word if they win the series 3-1.
Yep, that'd be nice
against a really good Orioles team.
But then you have to go to Fenway where the demons are there.
Oh fuck!
So we shouldn't say the B word before Fenway because then
okay. Let's do a pat here. If the Jays go 5-2 over this week span against the Orioles Red Sox, you say the B word. We can say the B word.
Yeah.
5-2. That's what it is. 5-2. If it's 500 or anything below it, I'm not. Or 4-3, 3-4. Obviously, we won't be saying it. 5-2. That's when we get to say the B word. That's where we're at with it. But listen, pressure makes diamonds, folks. And this is nut cutting time for the Toronto Blue Jays. You have a chance here to come awfully close to winning the division or getting close to winning the division. You take 3 of 4 from the Orioles. You gain 2 games of ground. You're 3 games behind of the division. If you win 3 of 4, this is the biggest series of the year so far. It's not even close. The Jays just played a big series against the Angels. They gained a game of ground against them. Now we got to keep going. This is the biggest series of the year. And then it's kind of an easy schedule after this. And then we go into Rays Yankees in September and worry about that. But this is the scariest stretch of schedule. This is make or break, man. Honestly, like this is really scary, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Red Sox are a good team. They obviously lost 2 or 3 to the Giants this weekend, but we're on to the Orioles right now. I'm scared for it. I'm nervous for it, but pressure makes diamonds. We will see you guys on stream tomorrow. I'll be there, obviously, grinding Orioles, Blue Jays. Hopefully our boy Bassitt carves these motherfuckers up because this is fun. I love watching games like this, man. Meaningful baseball. This is what we fucking play for. This is what we podcast for, folks. Let's have ourselves a week. Let's have ourselves in August. And 2 months left of baseball here. 2 months left of season baseball. So let's fucking go. JR, anything left for the people?
No. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Thank you.